Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and hit that thumbs up on this video. It really supports us in making more content like this. The latest episode of Sister Wives finally tackled a sorrowful scene in the life of the Brown family, the sad passing away of Garrison Brown, the son of Cody and Janelle Brown. Season 19 picked up where it left off on April 20th after a season halt, and on May 4th, it screened one of its most tear-jerking episodes so far. On March 5th, 2024, 25-year-old Garrison took her own life. The episode Blessed Are Those Who Mourn provided viewers with a raw, emotional look at how the Brown family is dealing with the tragedy. In spite of all their differences, Cody and Janelle decided to bury Garrison in Wyoming, a location closely connected with the family's history. Even though Cody now has only his fourth wife, Robin, he and Janelle were able to set aside their differences to celebrate their son's memory. Janelle mentioned Wyoming is a special place for them. She said that Cody was raised there and her mother and Cody's father both rest in the state. She mentioned that she would like Garrison buried by her mother because he was formed through his summers working on the ranch there. Janelle's daughter, Maddie Brown Brush, also testified to their family's close tie to Wyoming. It was the nearest thing to home they had, she explained, and every summer they spent there, and the ranch where they were taught responsibility and hard work. Cody remembered a moment of solidarity with Janelle in a confessional. He said they sat down and both just knew that the proper thing was to bring their boy home and bury him in Wyoming next to Grandma Cheryl. Janelle also said she wants to be buried next to her son when her time comes. The small graveyard they went to feel right, quiet, familiar, and significant. As the Brown family geared up to leave Wyoming, the show demonstrated how even during bereavement, there was space for healing. Though there were still tensions within the family, Garrison's death united most of them together. Mary, who was one of Cody's previous wives, explained that they all got together in Wyoming to bid them farewell, except for one. "It wasn't until he died that everybody was brought together," she sobbed, "and that's just so typical of Garrison." Janelle also indicated that amid the pain, there was some healing. "In spite of all our problems, we brought these kids up as siblings," she said. "That was always our intention because many plural families bring up their children in separate ways. But we wanted them to be one family, and I think we succeeded." Later in the episode, Cody, Robin, and their children, Dayton, Aurora, Brianna, Solomon, and Ariella, are also seen enjoying time in Cody, Wyoming, close to the town of Lovell, where Garrison was laid to rest. The scenes provided a sense of serenity and quiet contemplation. Cody spoke of finding peace in the simpler things. "We're still grieving," he said, "but we're doing good things too. We have to grieve, we have to hurt, but we also have to move ahead, to have hope for the future." The episode demonstrated the family having ice cream together, riding a horse-drawn carriage, and visiting the town. Cody even relayed how Buffalo Bill Cody gave him his name. He explained to his family that Buffalo Bill was a scout, an entertainer, and a showman. He grinned and mentioned how he likes to believe that he has some of that showman spirit too. Robin jokingly asked if he considered himself Buffalo Bill-like, and the family chuckled. Cody said that just because he had 4 wives didn't mean he was a ladies' man. Robin disagreed with a smile, saying most people would view it that way. Cody chuckled and said Buffalo Bill likely was charming and entertaining, and perhaps he is too in his own way. Ultimately, in spite of their hurt, the Brown family discovered fleeting moments of connection, humor, and hope. The episode served to remind the audience that, even in times of ultimate crisis, families can draw strength from one another and heal. Tune in later for more emotional Sister Wives updates. If this report moved you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. In a heartwarming vignette that pays tribute to Garrison Brown's passion for animals, a plaque has been dedicated in his name at a local shelter. We then see Janelle Brown, along with her youngest daughter Savannah, pay a visit to the High Country Humane Society in Flagstaff, Arizona. Their mission? To find out how the community has decided to remember Garrison. Janelle, a self-proclaimed cat fan who took in 3 cats, said Garrison's nursing school friends desired to pay tribute to him by promoting donations for the shelter. One thing led to another, and what began as a lone act became much more. Flagstaff-wide donations poured in. Their trip was a testament to just how far kindness stretched. Janelle and Savannah faced a room dedicated to Garrison in name, a peaceful room in which families may sit with adoptable cats. There, they were informed that more than 30 cats were placed into forever homes, and in excess of $25,000 had been raised in Garrison's honor. With the grief gradually turning into purpose, Janelle's journey to construct a new life has now started, but with unforeseen obstacles. Following her 56th birthday, Janelle began thinking about the direction of her life. Her plural marriage to Cody Brown, the focus of the Sister Wives narrative, formally dissolved in 2022. For close to 3 decades, Janelle belonged to a plural marriage with the other wives of Cody, Mary, Christine, and eventually Robin. The Browns shared 18 children and a close-knit household in Utah when the reality show premiered in 2010. Their first home was specially designed, a multi-unit dwelling in which every wife had a private apartment, providing a feeling of closeness while maintaining personal space. Cody was able to see all his wives and children on a daily basis, but once they left Utah, things were different. As the family moved into single residences, that intimacy began to disintegrate. 3 out of 4 of Cody's wives had departed from the marriage by the time season 19 rolled around, including Janelle. Now Janelle is working on building the life she wants for herself. Curiously, in contrast to some of Cody's other wives, Janelle had enjoyed the plural way of life. She liked the freedom it provided. She wasn't bothered that Cody wasn't home every night. But gradually, his increasing distance from their children, particularly his emphasis on the children he had with Robin, grew too big to overlook. Janelle and Cody have 6 children together: Logan, Maddie, Hunter, Garrison, Gabriel, and Savannah. Though initially close to their father, the relationship with him also cooled as he drifted away from Janelle's family. It all got worse when the COVID-19 pandemic hit. Cody set strict rules that some of Janelle's children could not even abide by. Consequently, he completely avoided visiting them. For Janelle, this was the tipping point. The way he treated their children made one thing obvious: this was not the life for her anymore. After 29 years, Janelle left the marriage and took the huge leap of going back on her own as a single lady. Her new journey unfolded in North Carolina, where she relocated to be nearer to her daughter Maddie, Maddie's husband Caleb, and their 3 kids. With her kids now grown and on their own, Janelle found a new chance to learn who she was beyond wife and mum. And she had a vision based on her passion for gardening. Janelle decided to begin a new business as a flower farmer and start a floral shop. She went so far as to buy land in North Carolina to get it underway. Everything was finally coming together. Then, however, came a huge setback. In a recent Instagram post, Janelle informed that her new life had encountered a red tape holdup. Government delays were stalling the permits required for her to proceed with the construction of her home and business. It was nearly 9 months with no approval. Nevertheless, she found a silver lining. Meanwhile, she had been also working on a backyard garden at her daughter's place. "This is my outlet," she captioned a video update. Even though the permits had been held up, Janelle was hopeful, and there was even better news. She had just sold her interest in the Coyote Pass land in Arizona, a property originally intended to contain dwellings for all of Cody's wives. That dream, Cody's vision of a unified family compound, never happened. Rather, the land was a reminder of the disintegration of the Brown family. Cody himself grieved over the loss of that dream during an earlier episode of Sister Wives Season 19. However, Janelle, instead of holding on to a broken past, decided to move on. Janelle Brown recently paid tribute to her late son, Garrison, with a visit to Flagstaff, Arizona's high country Humane Society. A plaque was installed in a room dedicated to Garrison, his love of animals. Janelle, along with her daughter Savannah, learned that Garrison's nursing colleagues had suggested donations to the Humane Society in his name. This inspired a larger effort. Over $25,000 was donated, and more than 30 cats found new homes as a result. Janelle, who has adopted 3 cats herself, appreciated how her son's legacy was making a real difference in the community. Janelle has started a new life after years of plural marriage with Cody Brown. She is now 56 years old and emphasizes independence and development. Janelle wedded Cody in 1993, becoming the second wife to Cody after Mary. Cody went on to have 4 wives and 18 children. All of them resided in Utah until the family relocated to separate houses and eventually dissolved. Cody became estranged from Janelle and their children over time, especially since the COVID-19 pandemic. Janelle ended the marriage after almost 3 decades, primarily because of the way Cody handled their children. Currently residing in North Carolina, Janelle is beginning anew. She purchased land close to her daughter Maddie and intends to establish a flower farm, but she's run into a roadblock. Delays by the government have halted her building permits for almost 9 months. In spite of that wait, Janelle remains in the garden and working on her future flower business. She also recently sold her share of Coyote Pass property in Arizona. The whole property was sold for about $1.5 million. Janelle, Robin, Mary and Cody will be sharing the proceeds. Christine, who sold her land way back, will get no proceeds. Off camera, another drama is happening. A close friend of Janelle had once suffered a debilitating personal tragedy. He was once married to a woman who secretly fought depression. Despite having established a home and family together, her private struggles went unseen. Sadly, she died. Her death left him a single father, mourning as he brought up his children by himself. With time, he gradually rebuilt his life. Then he met someone else, a woman who had also quit a troubled relationship. They bonded over experiences and set about creating a life. Their relationship is based on understanding, respect, and hope. They've established a serene life together, remembering the past while looking ahead. Together, they planted a tree as a living memorial, a testament to love, loss, and remembrance. The tree remembers not just those they lost, but also the resiliency they gained through each other. Both had known profound sorrow. Although not biologically related, the death of a young man who was close to her had a lasting effect. Together, they shared a mutual knowledge of the strength of love and the ability to heal. Their days now shift with the seasons. They created a warm, respectful home filled with laughter, tears, and small triumphs. Their wedding was a celebration, not just of their marriage, but of survival and hope. Family and friends came together to bless the wedding that celebrated the journeys that led them here, free of judgment or expectation. In each other, they discovered acceptance, kindness, stability, and love. Their tale teaches us to get up after falling, heal after hurting, and open our hearts after they are broken. The past is held gently, never forgotten, as they write their future with courage together. This is not a tale of forgetting, but one of deciding on hope all over again. He chose to love again, not a substitute, but a new start. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to us for more updates daily.